Happened to Robot Jones was a cartoon that aired from mid-2002 to late 2003. It was produced by Cartoon Network Studios, and the show is actually part of their classic cartoon lineup that ran from the late 90s to the early 2000s. The show is set in the 80s, and it's about Robot Jones, a prototype robot designed to collect data on humans, specifically middle school students. Robot is a bit of a misfit among his human peers though, and only has a handful of friends, QB, Socks, and Mitch. Other main recurring characters are his crush Shannon. Before you ask, yes, Robot can emulate human feelings. The Yogmans, twin brothers who are pretty handy with electronics and want Robot's brain. The school staff, and Robot's mom unit, dad unit, and Gramps unit. I think it's funny Gramps unit is like a mid-20th century computer with the little punch card thingies, like that's a good detail there. Each episode involves Robot analyzing something middle schoolers commonly experience, like fads and growth spurts. Robot occasionally tries to emulate it, but due to his robotic structure, he's usually unable to do so, or he's successful, but only for a short while. At the end of the episode, he records his experiences and lessons in something he likes to call data log entry. Also, something I'd like to note, in the original airing of the first season, Robot's voice was done by a text-to-speech program, but when season 2 came along, the crew replaced the monotone robotic voice with an actual kid's voice. I personally like the kid's voice better. The text-to-speech fits, I guess, but it's just too monotone and awkward for me. I don't know. So, what's my opinion on Robot Jones? Well, I actually really like it. The lessons are pretty good, nothing harmful or offensive. In fact, they're pretty helpful, and are pretty applicable to anyone, especially middle schoolers. It captures the essence of junior high eerily well, even though I went through 6th through 8th grade nearly 30 years after the show's setting. However, the show can get a little gross at times. It's nowhere near like gross out stuff and modern SpongeBob, and it keeps tame, but it did slightly disturb me at times. Robot Jones can get a little weird too. Just watch the Groupsicle and you'll know what I mean. Also, I will say that I get a little annoyed with Socks sometimes, but he's a pretty realistic character, which is good, because, you know, he's believable and not two-dimensional, but Socks just reminds me of some kids I really did not like back in my middle school days. However, he's a pretty good friend of Robot Jones, I'll give him that. Kiwi's cool, he reminds me of kids I hung out with, and Mitch is, Mitch, I guess. It also makes me sad that a lot of people at the middle school are really mean to Robot. Even Shannon sometimes. Actually, she's like really mean to him. Robot messes up sometimes, but he usually means no harm, and he's just trying to fulfill his job, you know? Speaking of Robot, I love his design. It's so square and bubbly and just really cute. In fact, I love nearly everyone's design. I love the whole show's design. Like, it's just so cute. Very reminiscent of Schoolhouse Rock, and the fact that it's cell animated makes it more obvious. Though it's interesting that a cartoon in 2002 is still using cell though, cause by that point, most cartoons switched to digital. But I like it. Robot Jones can be pretty hilarious at times too.
Mom, what are you doing?
We are running low on oil. I am drilling in an attempt to obtain more.
You are scaring the next door neighbors.
Never mind the houseplants, just get in the car!
Hit it!
Do I recommend Robot Jones? Oh, absolutely. My only concern is that it can get a little gross and dirty, but, you know, it's rated TVY7, so it's not like super duper inappropriate or anything, like don't let your kids watch it. Like, no, it's fine. But if you're a middle schooler, I think you'll really like this show. Heck, if you're older, you'll still get a kick at it. Whatever Happened to Robot Jones is a really cute cartoon, and it's a great one too, in my opinion. It's just a shame that it only got 2 very short seasons, because it just had so much potential. It really needs more recognition in fans, and I really hope this convinced you to check out the show. Thanks for watching.